Welcome to the breakdown where we break down all the messed up shit. Today is the 4-year anniversary of the disturbing breakdown, and I am in my car, recording in my back seat, just like the good old days. Raise your hands. Raise your hands in victory right now to celebrate another year. Come, raise them. It's only gonna get... Damn, girl, you musty. You get some deal. Now, this video is age restricted, most likely. We are talking about the Angel's Melancholy, or Melancholia, Marion Dora's most famous film and one of the most disturbing films ever, apparently. The movie is one thick... I really wrote that? This movie is one thick, pretentious, nihilistic piece of... whatever. Listen, I can get all that from a lore breakdown of Dark Souls. This movie is about Darkman. His real name is Katza, but I'll be calling him Darkman. Darkman is dying and desires to spend time with his friend's Beardman as he passes away, and they do the most random, deplorable stuff possible and string along two dumb young girls that were dumb enough to get in the car with them. That's the basis of the movie. I'm gonna surprise you with the rest. Now, to see the very uncensored version, click on the SpookyRice video link, then click on the link in the description of that video. It will take you to BitChute to watch the very uncensored video. Are you ready? If you want to see what happens, including all the messed up parts, stay tuned for the breakdown. Cue the Gohan. Toad is what actually was. Told by whom, who actually existed, and who still stayed amongst us when deceasing. Look, Mr. Dora, this is not concrete language. The only reason I know that is because I typed it in Word and it said it wasn't concrete. I'm dead. We see flashes of a pregnant woman tied up nude. She's suspended from her hands above and she's got triplets in her stomach. Oh no. Is this that newborn corn from a Serbian film? The Origin? The woman is not treated with the best of class, I'm sure you can guess. After a surreal journey, we see a deceased dog is ran over by a passing car. Guess they were going to this local fair. All the random cuts make it seem like one of those cursed YouTube videos. But the guy who was driving the car exits and walks around. Now, this is my bias, but I don't like when movies are all over the place. However, this is deliberate, so I'll give it a pass. I like to make sense of things, and I can't make sense of random scenes of ugly dolls and pedestrians. This is my film theory, boring, analytical take so far. These dolls are just like us, putting on faces with nothing on the inside, and they're gonna break one day, and it won't matter at all. Is that what you wanted to hear, Marion Dora? Whoever the guy in black is, I don't like him. His breath looks like it stinks, and he kicks birds for no reason. He does have one of those Tommy Shelby cigarette cases. You know Tommy Shelby, right? The tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with a red right hand. Finally, the guy in black visits whoever this guy is, Beard Man, and they embrace after years of being apart. And that is the intro to an angel's melancholy. While they hug and jerk around each other, we see close-ups on a doll with the spinal cord and ants all over it. The piano music playing makes it feel like they're about to show two guys pooping in a cup and playing around with it. Fun fact, guys, I've never been on a roller coaster. I die, dude. And that carnival food will take up a whole month's salary. So, listen up. Darkman and Beardman are just taking in the sights. Clearly, the sights involve random women, I guess. Well, actually, these are 16-year-old girls. They awkwardly help these two girls practice a shooting game. Well, just Beardman, but I think he was more interested in the actual shooting. So, did y'all come up here to get dates or what? This is awkward as one of those Twitch streams where the virgin turbo nerds make us cringe by flirting with girls at work. I'm just kidding, guys. There's nothing wrong with being a virgin. But lucky for Beardman, he seems to be popular with those girls he helped with the shooting. Darkman here seems a little creepy, but at least the night is living on with excitement. Now, I'll be honest, I like the music sometimes. It's very cute and rhythmic. The guys and the girls go to a bar, one with a basement chill area to just chill and talk. Man, y'all are barely talking. Is this some European, German thing? Anyway, Darkman goes to urinate, but he sees some women urinating standing up in a urinal. I haven't seen a woman standing up to urinate since Raw. That shit was hilarious. Oh my gosh, this is just kind of awkward. We'll have to convince one of them of their gender. Bitch. I'm surprised these ladies got in the car with them at all. They're not the most charming of men. Including the lady who was urinating standing up. I'm just gonna call her Urinator. So while they're driving to wherever they're going, Darkman gets nauseous in the car and has to run out and almost dies in front of the car. Man, there's no more annoying way you could get nauseous. When I was a little kid, I threw up on a plane once, all on the floor. Man, once I got off that plane, they hated me. Anyway, soon the group involving Beardman, Darkman, Urinator, that crazy lady, and those two young girls all stop in front of some dark house that they will be staying at. One of the young girls' phones is ringing, and both of the men grab the phone and destroy it. The men have given the girls a room to sleep in for the night. It's like the girls agreed to be with these random men for some reason. And Darkman, he's psychologically damaged. He hears things and feels things nobody can explain. That next morning, they go flower picking and dig up some old memories. Now, after they dig it up, Beardman grabs Urinator down there, and Darkman rips his hand off and then proceeds to punch her in the stomach. You see what I'm saying? This is like some kind of weird incel mating call. What universe is this where this is just normal behavior? After that, the young ladies read a quote on the wall that basically says, "Have courage and hope." I don't think Darkman agrees with such a life goal at all. It's time for the meal of the day, watermelon. Now as they eat these watermelons, it's feeling like Salo all over again. Weird pervert men being weirdos. The girls are pretty weird too though, so maybe this was meant to be. Someone knocks on the door later and begs his hand in the window carrying a lizard. It's like somebody out of Resident Evil. This older guy is named Heinrich, and he's not alone. He has a woman in a wheelchair struggling her way in. Older guy looks like he was a sharpshooter during the Old West. Beardman crushes the lizard under his foot, and it was totally real, so I won't show that. The lady in the wheelchair is Clarissa, and for some reason, they expected her to just glide up these stairs by herself. They struggle pulling her up and beat her wheelchair when they fail. They all treat her like she's some bother. Heinrich is in the corner looking at snails and tiny bugs. This dry party is missing the butcher from that French movie I Stand Alone. He would fit right in and join in whatever these guys are doing. The men say that they are nothing. They aren't even here and they care about nothing else. Yeah, nothing matters, not even what we do. That's their whole philosophy. How predictable. And these girls, they're literally, it's like 16, 17, according to the film background or whatever. They should have been home a long time ago. I don't even know why they got in the car. Like, honestly, there are better crowds to be around than these losers. The girls are naive, according to Beardman and everybody else. Beardman says, "Why work hard for some better future when life is one big nothing?" I hate Beardman and Darkman already because they drag these idiot girls into their fold. The group gets the two girls to do drugs and even woo-hoo in front of them. A part of me is happy that the movie isn't too explicit yet. There is a scene of Darkman cutting into Urinator's chest with a blade, and she seems to enjoy the pain, like the girlfriend of Peter in August Underground's Mortem. If I saw any of this, I'd be running out of the house like the girl from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, on the third day, everybody slowly arises from the sound of Heinrich watching some horrible video of a woman being abused. Now, let me stop you here. I got about an hour and 50 minutes left, and I am so fucking bored. There's Clarissa struggling again, if she can find her way there, of course. Then they just bully bugs laying on the ground. I still can't get over how weird and awkward they act. And I'm not talking about the acting. The reason Darkman acts so weird is because he is passing away soon. So this whole movie is probably his last act of awkward crazy. It's important to note that he wants things to be perfect. He then leaves Beardman behind with Urinator. Lucky for him, a random nun is just chilling in the field outside of her church. She looks like she's dreading going back to the church for some reason. So soon he follows her back to the nearby church. He doesn't even say what he wants. It's just instant follow her back to her church and bully her whenever she stops to look at butterflies. Now, if it wasn't obvious, with a nun showing up in a movie like this, there's some horniness on the side. You know, kind of like those old Italian or European adult movies. I'm basically saying what I've seen. There are dead birds and daddy long legs and more bugs to be crushed, all for no reason other than to show that we aren't too different from those bugs. The church is cursed. Deceased animals are everywhere and shadow men are burning next to Bibles. Often with movies like this, sometimes I have to just sit and watch as random scenes go by. It's not my favorite kind of movie to talk about for this channel. Like, you guys are just seeing random scenes back to back, right? I'm just as confused as you are and I'm the one watching it. I know it's deliberate, but doesn't mean I'm gonna ride it. See, this whole church side plot, I don't even remotely care about. See, Darkman prays at the church, and the nun is just getting bullied by the other church clergy into seeing the insides of a coffin for some reason. Also, during that whole church side plot, Urinator is assaulted by Beardman, and it's very graphic. And a real pig, is slaughtered into a bucket. Oh, and to top it all off, that nun let her urges get the best of her. I'm convinced this entire planet in this movie didn't even need to be created. Look at me going off topic because I don't even know what to say. In the same house, Darkman and Urinator are going crazy in a dark room. He's urinating all over himself, going crazy about every little sensation his dumb brain can handle. He's very annoying to even look like. It's a big ass fucking baby. Heinrich leaves the party, leaving Clarissa to be here with these sick idiots. Blondie here has become accustomed to them, and I don't know where her scary friend went. See, I know this is basically Darkman's last ride, but y'all couldn't find anything better to do than sit in a dark living room? Worse is that Clarissa is locked into a room by this ableist piece of shit. I can't understand why people can be so rude to disabled people. He rips her urine bag off, and then her colostomy bag. Yeah, and we get some clear views of that spectacle. He sticks his finger in the hole where her colostomy bag was, and it's very hard to watch. So that was the most disturbing scene so far. Serbian film level disturbing. I had to wait an hour in to see this disgusting extreme act. Then he drags her into like another basement area for her to sit in anguish and pain. It's a very tough scene. I would really like to see this guy get drawn and quartered. Later on, a rabbit is cut open. Real, by the way. We won't get too much into that. And so we are about an hour and 30 minutes into the movie. And I personally think this movie should have been done by now. The only movies I'm trying to see that are 2 hours are Spider-Man. There's a self-reflection of Darkman jumping around nude with a bunny in his hand. Other animals probably think we look so weird. He literally looks like Attack on Titan running around like that. Maybe the author got the idea from this scene. Beardman explains to Blondie that he does what he likes. That's what he does. And I guess he likes to smoke. See, smoking doesn't look cool unless it's Tommy Shelby. And Beardman is just so annoying. I just want to see him get his banana ripped off. On one hand, I can't front and say he would probably make a good professor. I wouldn't take his class, even if he was teaching Spider-Man 101. Afterwards, there is a sexual scene between Urinator and Darkman. Just pure Schrodinger's cat as these two play around. I wonder if this is the height of experience for them. Are they as happy as they can be? Now pretty soon, they huddle in the room again. Heinrich executes this cat. I'm not going to be showing this, but it's been confirmed that it's been fake, I believe. No other animal death in this movie is fake, so I'm not even going to try it. Hilariously, I paused the movie for 10 minutes. I press play and I have no idea what the heck is going on. Those two young girls have been tied up in a barn. And hold on, let me see what Wikipedia says about this. Okay, so they're locked together in a stable, so Heinrich here can abuse them. See, that's what I mean. I should be able to pause this movie, come back to it, and be like, oh, okay, yeah, they're about to do this. The girls are tied together in a rush to get out, but Blondie is all drugged up and barely conscious. They get lost in a graveyard of old dolls and skeletons. Since he couldn't touch the two girls, he instead abuses Clarissa, who has the most gut-wrenching screams in this movie. Like, if I heard her screams right now, I would literally be fucking scared for my life. And consistently, these scenes of Clarissa's abuse is what makes this movie really hard to watch. All the weird sexual stuff and the unnecessary animal abuse is just unnecessary padding in this movie. And it's not even that hard to watch. But Clarissa, anything involving her is scary. So I suppose that is what is disturbing to me. Agony. This movie has plenty of that, and I guess that is what I'm scared of in real life. Too much pain and agony. After being guided to a cliff, Clarissa rolls herself down and passes away. I don't blame her at all. Okay guys, 40 minutes to go. Yay. Y'all still can't imagine how much I've skipped through. They're showing a lot of animal carcasses, decomposing too. What that means is basically they were killed for the purpose of this movie. Back with Darkman, he's been biting at himself nude in a dark room for the past 5 hours. He doesn't seem to be enjoying his final days at all. It's cause he picked some really fucking whack stuff to do. Have a boring drug party with random nihilistic people. Boring. Dude, travel somewhere. Now, there is a scene involving defecation and vomit. It's very gross, but that's all BitChute for ya. It's just crazy how human beings in this film and real life, to some extent, have their brains wired to get excited from the worst possible stuff. In Snow White here, they let her crawl away from the house, only to then get ready to end her role in this movie in the most gruesome way possible. So, she is beaten to death while Blondie watches a tape of the pregnant woman we saw in the beginning. The fetus that comes out is decapitated shortly after falling out. In Snow White, she's being mutilated down there with tools. And this is all happening while Blondie is playing with herself with the tape that she broke. Like, she's playing with the tape. This genital mutilation is hard to watch and listen to. And saying genital mutilation is putting it very mildly. Like, they literally rip something out of her. Then they just leave her to die. So when will these three idiots die already? They take Heinrich out of his misery on the boat and cut through his stomach, taking his innards out like it's a Tamakichi Inaru movie. Would you believe that Snow White is still alive after all that? Snow White and Heinrich are crawling around, except he has his guts dragging like a snake. Heinrich stays conscious a little too long. It's about time for your body to knock your ass out so it can peacefully send you to whatever afterlife you deserve. He stays alive all the way into the nighttime to be burned into a funeral pyre. Then they just have some kind of orgy around the fire. And yes, we see close-ups of male sex organs releasing certain substances. Randomly, a bright flash blinds Darkman, and he screams all around on the floor. Alright guys, 10 more minutes in this movie. Fuck yeah. So Darkman is passing away from whatever has been afflicting him. I'm tired of looking at him dying. Just suffer in silence. The movie closes off as they walk around naked, crying about every little thing. Everybody is crying. Probably because Darkman has finally passed away. Guess what? I don't miss him at all. He was pretty annoying. He's that friend you don't want to invite to anything. Ah yes, and Urinator does urinate all over his corpse for no reason at all. After she is done burying his body, Urinator leaves to walk with that nun into whatever future she can think of. Oh, look at him saying all this. Whether this person lives or dies, nothing matters. Yes, I get it, bro. I played Dark Souls and Bloodborne. You took over 6 hours of my life just to tell me that. Yeah, this movie is 2 hours, but making a video about the movie is like watching a snail climb up the Empire State Building. And clearly, Marion Dora would film the snail falling off the building. Boy, that movie sure was disturbing, but it was just too boring. It was too long too, just pointless stuff for the heck of it to pad the movie. Bugs getting crushed, animals getting slaughtered. I don't mess with that anymore. Now when it came to disturbing scenes, this movie did deliver as blurry as it could. Sometimes you read Wikipedia or other reviews and see what happens in the film, and you expect to come out completely broken from what you've seen. This movie only felt really hard to watch when it came to the abuse of the good women of the movie. This versus a Serbian film, I prefer a Serbian film, 100%. Cinematography is interesting. If I roll my eyes more than 5 times watching, then I just don't really care anymore. Now that we have gotten through one of the most disturbing movies of all time, let's talk about the most disturbed moment and most enjoyed moment, and that's spooky stuff. Cue the Gohan. The most disturbed moment is going to be different for all of us. Some of you will say animal cruelty. It was so unnecessary in this film. Cannibal Holocaust had more reason. This movie just killed bugs, snails, and pigs for no reason. A cat was seemingly killed, but I believe it's been debunked. It was very convincing though. Clarissa's treatment stuck out to me the most. The colostomy bag scene was gross and very painful for her, so I was bothered. The actress playing her was really good at sounding gut-wrenching, which is one of my weaknesses when it comes to movies like this. A close second would be the mutilation of Snow White. She had her uterus taken out, I believe. And then there was scat scenes, but after watching Goose Milk, I'm immune to all scat. Most enjoyed moment of this movie was, fine, the cinematography at times wasn't too bad. It was interesting sometimes, okay? I like the sound of certain tracks. Otherwise, it was a lot of pretentious fluff. More pretentious than Jack from the house that Jack built. Some interviews by Marion Dora about this movie seem to disregard the point of views of the women in this movie. Like he says that all that matters is the lead males, who were so annoying that I literally hated looking at them. Yes, I hated looking at Beard Man and Dark Man the whole time. The women point of views actually helped me keep watching. Even Urinator was more interesting than these chauvinistic idiots, and she was fucking gross. And it looks like we are coming to a close. I know for some of you this is one of the most requested, and a Serbian film is probably still top dog, but either that or Salo. This movie was just too long. It was fluffed out and it was pretentious. So glad to have made this video though. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Here's to another year of disturbing breakdowns. Oh, you should check out a Serbian film, that old video, and the Audition video. Especially Audition, because Audition hits different. Go to the SpookyRice channel to get a link to a completely uncensored version of this video. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Spooky out!